GIMP, a free internet graphics program, is almost essential for creating Trainz assets using Blender. Without GIMP, you will need some other graphics program, such as Photoshop, which is available only by subscription. GIMP, which stands for GNU Image Manipulation Program, is free and can be downloaded here. The program is installed in the usual way. In the case of a Mac, opening the download DMG file and dragging the icon for the application into the application folder. I like to add the version number to the name, as I have more than one version of GIMP installed. GIMP can do many things to facilitate using Blender to create Trainz assets. GIMP can correct perspective distortion in a photo that you want to use as a reference image. GIMP can remove background from an image you want to use as a decal. GIMP can set a texture map to a power of 2, so it can be imported into Trainz. GIMP can create a complete set of texture maps from a photo: albedo, normal, height, emission, roughness, ambient occlusion, and metallic. GIMP can add a height map to a normal map to achieve parallax. And GIMP can create a parameters map: emission, roughness, ambient occlusion, and metallic. In this series of videos, I will show you how to do each of these tasks using GIMP. I'm going to be using GIMP version 3.0.2, Blender version 3.6.5, and Trainz version 128393 on a Mac computer. But all of these tasks can just as easily be done on a PC. When you open version 3 of GIMP for the first time, you will see at least one overlaying window. The Patterns window, if present, can be closed. The window in the center is known as the Welcome dialog. This is a nice new feature of version 3 that, among other things, makes it easier to customize the user interface. GIMP's Welcome dialog can be used to set both the size of the tool icons and the size of the text. If you are like me, you will probably want to increase both. In the Welcome dialog, select the Personalize tab. Turn on Override Icon Size by the theme. Increase the icon scale. I like to set it to huge. Increase the font size. I like to set it to 150. By changing the icon theme to Legacy, you can add color to the interface and the tool icons. As useful as the Welcome dialog is, you may not want it to appear each time you open GIMP. In the Welcome dialog, select the Create tab. Uncheck Show on Start. Select the Welcome tab, then close the dialog window. The Welcome dialog is always available by selecting the GIMP menu and then Welcome dialog. Like Blender, GIMP has many tools and can do much more than what is needed for using Blender to create Trainz assets. So it is helpful to simplify the user interface by showing only those tools that you will initially use. You can always show other tools later to carry out new tasks. I'm going to strip the interface down to what I think are probably the most essential tools for using Blender to create Trainz assets. I'm also going to ungroup the tools. By default, GIMP has several of the tools combined into groups to save space. For example, if you click and hold the small chevron in the lower hand corner of the transform icon, you can then select one of the transform tools. I like to turn this grouping off. To change the settings, select the GIMP menu, select Settings, then select Toolbox. Uncheck Use Tool Groups. Now, the tools with the eye icon next to them will be visible in the user interface. Leave the group icons visible. Click the eye icons of the individual tools to hide the icon and thus the tool. Leave the eye icon of only the following tools visible: Move, Rectangle Select, Free Select, Scissor Select, Foreground Select, Fuzzy Select, Select by Color, Crop, Rotate, Scale, Perspective, Bucket Fill, Paintbrush, Pencil, Eraser, Clone, Healing, Paths, Text, and Eyedropper. That's it. Select OK in the lower right-hand corner to save your changes. Let's have a look at the user interface. The large window in the center is where we will view our image. Images can be simply dragged into this space. Alternatively, you can select the File menu, then Open to open an image. Or you can use the keyboard shortcut, Command and the O key, or Control plus the O key. On either side are control panels. These can be sized as desired. Like Blender, GIMP has many keyboard shortcuts to speed up using the program. Here are the keyboard shortcuts for the tools we have loaded. The Foreground Select tool does not have a keyboard shortcut. The prefix S stands for Shift. Underneath the tool icons, you will see the color swatches for the foreground and background colors. The top swatch is the foreground color, in this case white. The colors can be swapped using the keyboard shortcut, the X key. The colors can be changed by left mouse button clicking on the swatch to bring up the color change window. Underneath the color swatches are the controls for the tool that is currently selected. These change interactively as you select different tools. To the right of the large workspace is a panel where various information can be displayed. You can add or close tabs to access only the information of interest. The Channel tab is currently selected. It shows that the image has a red, green, and blue channel, but does not have an alpha channel. You can increase or decrease the size of the channel images by selecting the chevron to the right, selecting Preview Size, then the desired size. To zoom an image, you can hold down the Command key or the Control key and scroll the mouse. The image will zoom to the position of the mouse cursor. Holding down the spacebar key and moving the mouse pans the image. You can center the image using Shift plus the J key. Shift plus Command plus the J key or Shift plus Control plus the J key fits the image to the window. To save an image, select the File menu, then Export As, or use the keyboard shortcut Shift plus Command plus the E key, or Shift plus Control plus the E key. You can change the file type simply by typing in the extension, for example, JPEG, PNG, or TAG. Or you can select the Select File Type by extension. There's a lot more to GIMP, and you can explore any number of tutorials on YouTube. But this is about all you need to know to start using GIMP with Blender to make Trainz assets.